Hey there, fellow wheelmen and film aficionados. Welcome to Movie Magic. Today, we're revving up our engines and hitting the asphalt for a drive through the world of movies. I'm your cinematic chauffeur, and in this high-octane episode, we're cruising through the cinematic masterpiece, Drive. But before we take off, make sure you've got your driving gloves on, your shades ready, and that subscribe button downshifted. If you're new around here, a warm welcome to the cinematic gearheads. To our loyal riders, thanks for joining us once again. Buckle up because, in the world of Drive, there's no room for slowpokes. Rev your engines, shift into gear, and let's hit the neon-lit streets now. Let's go. A man, billed as the driver, works as a mechanic, a stunt double, a stunt driver, and a criminal-for-hire getaway driver in Los Angeles, California. His jobs are all managed by auto shop owner Shannon, who persuades Jewish-American mobster Bernie Rose and his half-Italian partner Nino Izzy Paolozzi to purchase a car for the driver to race. The driver meets his new neighbor, Irene, and grows close to her and her young son, Benicio. Their relationship is interrupted when Irene's husband, Standard Gabriel, arrives after his release from prison. Standard owes protection money from his time in prison and is assaulted by Albanian gangster Chris Cook, who demands that Standard rob a pawn shop for $40,000 to pay off the debt, threatening that otherwise he will hurt Benicio and Irene. Learning this, the driver offers to act as the getaway driver for the pawn shop robbery. While the driver is waiting outside the pawn shop with Blanche, Cook's accomplice, the store owner kills Standard. The driver and Blanche are then pursued by another car. The driver hides with Blanche in a motel where he learns that the pawn shop owner claims Standard was the sole perpetrator and no money was stolen. He threatens Blanche when she lies about being oblivious to the second car. She admits that the bag contains $1 million, and she and Cook plan to re-steal the money for themselves using the car that chased them. While Blanche is in the restroom, she is killed with a shotgun by one of Cook's henchmen. The driver fatally stabs the gunman before killing another one with the aforementioned shotgun. At the auto shop, Shannon offers to hide the money, but the driver declines. He tracks Cook to a strip club and threatens to kill him. Cook reveals that Nino was behind the robbery. The driver calls him, offering to give back the money in exchange for being left out of the affair. Nino dismisses his offer, instead sending a hitman to the driver and Irene's apartment building. The driver tells an angry Irene about his involvement with her husband's death. When the pair enter an elevator, the driver notices the hitman. He kisses Irene and then brutally stomps the hitman to death, horrifying Irene. Knowing that someone must have leaked the driver's whereabouts for Nino to know his address, the driver confronts Shannon, who reveals that he called Bernie to tell him about the money, in the process also unwittingly mentioning Irene. A furious driver tells Shannon to flee, warning that Nino will surely now hunt them both. At his pizzeria, Nino reveals to Bernie that a low-level Italian-American Philadelphia mobster from the East Coast mob stashed the money at the pawn shop with plans to use the money to set up a new operation. Since anyone tied to the robbery could lead the East Coast Italian mafia to them, they need to kill everyone involved. He convinces Bernie to follow his plan. Bernie murders Cook, as he is the sole witness to their agreement. After Shannon refuses to divulge the whereabouts of the driver at the auto shop, Bernie slashes his forearm with a straight razor, killing him. Enraged and agonized at finding Shannon's corpse at the auto shop, the driver disguises himself with a rubber stuntman's mask, follows Nino from the pizzeria to the Pacific Coast Highway, and rams his car onto a beach. The driver chases Nino towards the ocean and drowns him. He calls Irene and tells her that he will not return, also letting her know that she and Benicio were the best part of his life. The driver meets Bernie, who promises that Irene will be safe in exchange for the money. Upon receiving the money, Bernie stabs him in the stomach before the driver pulls out his own knife and stabs Bernie to death. The driver manages to escape, while Bernie's corpse lies in the parking lot next to the cash. Irene knocks on the driver's apartment door and walks away when no one answers. Although severely wounded, the driver drives into the night. The end.